Hello everybody, welcome to Flight Buddy 2 channel.
I'm ready
today
for
we're
the
going to be
checklist.
doing a flight from Wrangell, Alaska. I'm sorry if you live there, I probably mispronounced it, to Petersburg, Alaska. It should be an interesting flight into Petersburg. I've never flown in there before. We're taking a bit of a weird flight plan here into Petersburg. We are going to be doing an hour-now departure out of runway 10, which consists of turning immediately after takeoff to 081, and then turning down and going down a valley between some mountains. And then from there we're going to be going, heading up to the VOR, Lima Victor Delta. And then we're going to be making a turn, and we're going to be doing an RMP approach into Petersburg, Alaska. And we're basically going to be flying down a valley here. Don't tell me the train. There'll be a little valley here. You can go on the sectionals for the VFR sectionals to see little valley that I'm talking about here, and then turning at 4.2 miles from the runway onto the final heading. I may fly this section visually. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see what the conditions are when we get there. I'm sure if they're doing in real life a RP approach, they probably won't be flying it manually. Normally there is also a LDA approach off of here, but the patch I have to get the Alaska RMP has taken that approach out. Most likely because sorry about that, they don't actually use that too much. They always probably use the RMP approach. It's a lot more direct. The LDA approach goes up here and circles around, so it's much longer. Our missed approach for that airport, we will be flying runway heading for not too long. We'll be turning and going up another valley, zigzagging our way through it and going back to Lima Victor Delta and gonna hold there. If the weather is bad, we will divert to Sitka. And if the weather is bad there, we will divert to Juneau. We've already done the briefing, and I'll be doing the pre-flight
Hi,
in a
Captain.
minute. And
The
I will
passenger
get back
boarding
to you
is
once we
complete,
get
and I've
lined
got
up
the
with
load sheet
runway.
here for you when you're ready.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We're just heading down the runway here to turn around and line up for takeoff. Today we'll be using flaps 10 and a derated assumed temperature of 90.1. We're going to be taking off here, runway 10. All 3 nav and real nav will be on. And I think we are going to be ready here pretty soon. Entry procedures. For takeoff checklist.
Flaps.
Flaps 10, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
Set and checked. Set.
Before takeoff checklist. Complete. Cabin crew, take your seats.
What are your procedures?
Check. Clear on the approach. Ready to go.
Takeoff.
Check. Thrust set. 80 knots.
V1.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive right.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Caution, terrain.
LNAV. VNAV. Gear up, lights out.
Check flaps.
So you're going to be flying down this valley here, heading off to our right. Flaps 5. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. 1,000 to go. I'm ready for the checklist.
After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist. I have no idea what's going on here. After takeoff checklist. Flaps up.
Flaps up. I'm ready for the checklist.
We're going to be staying at 6,000 feet for this flight. We don't have very far to go. After takeoff checklist.
Engine bleeds. On. Pads. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up, no lights. After takeoff checklist. Complete.
Turn right heading 340, descend and maintain 6,000. Expect vector, visual, runway 22, approach. Alaska 65, turn right heading 340, climb and maintain 9,500. Alaska 75, turn right heading 305, proceed on course, descend and maintain flight level 240. Turn right heading 305, proceed on course, descend and maintain flight level 240, Alaska 75. Alaska 65, turn right heading 0105 and maintain 9,500. Turn right heading 0105 and maintain 9,500. Expect vectors, visual, runway 22, approach, Alaska 65. Alaska 65, would like GPS, Bravo, approach, Lima Victor Delta, transition. Alaska 65, you are 31 miles southeast. Expect GPS, Bravo, approach, via Lima Victor Delta, transition. Circle to land, runway 22, clear to Lima Victor Delta. Alaska 65, copy. Expect GPS, Bravo, approach via Lima Victor Delta, transition. Circle land, runway 22.
Descent checklist.
Lima Victor Delta.
I'm ready for the brief.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
Okay, we'll be arriving by ATC vectors. As for the approach, we can expect an RNAV approach into our destination. Landing runway condition is dry. Anti-ice is not required. Landing flap will be 40. Auto brake will use level 3. Engine blades will be on. Decision height will be 413 feet. Any questions?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Alaska 65, please expedite your climb to 9,500.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Descent checklist.
Pressurization. Landing altitude 100 feet. Recall. Checked. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data. VREF 134. Minimums 413 feet. Approach briefing. Completed. Descent checklist. Complete.
Alaska 65,
Yes.
please expedite your
Approach
climb to
checklist.
Okay, thanks.
9,500.
Captain, the cabin's secure.
Alaska 65,
Altimeters
you are
3043.
Clear GPS, Bravo, approach via Lima Victor Delta, transition. Switch to advisory on 122.5. Alaska 65, copy.
course on your side, 310. Set course on my side, 310.
Course 8 set. Course 310 set.
Get over these mountains, we'll drop down and try to get down to 4,400 feet in time for our approach. Landing speed today will be 134. Our approach speed will be 139, and flaps will be 40.
We need to slow down a bit first.
By the looks of it, I'm going to be making a visual approach into our destination. Excuse me. We should have about 1,000 feet of runway. One way left after we land. More than enough. There were lower options, but I always like to keep 1,000 foot threshold left after we roll out, just in case I have a tendency to over-flare. Approach checklist. 3042. Altimeter 3042. Altimeter 3042.
Gear down.
It's a little early.
Papa Golf, traffic left at 65 is on runway 22.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1. 1,000 to go. Cabin crew, take your seats. Flaps 5. altitude 1500, set.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
There is the air.
2500.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Landing checklist.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 40.
Flaps 40.
Select autopilot off.
Autopilot off.
Cleared.
Check.
Papa Golf, traffic, Alaska 65, 3 miles east inbound, GPS, Bravo, circle land, runway 22. Papa Golf, traffic, Alaska 65, is on final, runway 22, land.
500 feet.
Approaching minimums.
Landing.
Check. Minimums. Speed brakes up. Reverse green.
Braking. Not a bad landing. I think it was a little hard though. Just get in the air. Around here. That was a very interesting and fun approach. You guys would like to try?
You might want to check that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. On behalf of
Landing
the captain
here in
of the
Petersburg.
flying with us this time, and we hope that you will
There is a
plan
great FCAD you can find on flightsim.com. Just type in PAWG-PAPG. And you'll get this scenery. I highly recommend you also try the LDA approach. Just a word of warning, you will not be able to complete the 70-degree turn from the minimums, so you'll want to break off before that if you were to do that approach and kind of circle around into the runway, because the 70-degree turn into a runway that close, you would not be able to successfully do it within the aircraft's limitations. So just a word of warning there. Was able to get in on a day where it was actually clear. The past few days have been extremely foggy. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you watching my videos soon. Thank you.